Hello and welcome to English with LJ. I create content that is designed to help you improve your English and take you to the next level, regardless of what level that might be, whether it's A1, B1, or even C1. In this video, we're going to learn English. We're going to do some English learning, and we're going to look at some advanced phrases, some advanced English phrases. So this is a little bit more advanced English. I'm going to give you a phrase. I will explain what that means, and I'll give you a sentence as well in how it is used. Now, what I would suggest is you trying to utilize this phrase in your own sentence as well. So maybe press pause, or at the end of the video, just go through again and try to make your own sentences using these phrases. These are common phrases that you will hear in English, in everyday kind of English, but these are a little bit more advanced. So let's go. In the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of things. Now that means to considering the broader perspective or the overall context of something. So let's have a look at an example sentence. In the grand scheme of things, a few setbacks in our project won't matter much. Now, basically meaning in the overall project, a few setbacks won't be too much of a problem going forward and to the fulfillment of the project. So in the grand scheme of things, a few setbacks in our project won't matter much. So see whether you can utilize in the grand scheme of things into a sentence. To be on cloud nine. Right, so this means to be extremely happy or elated. Uh, so an example, she's been on cloud nine since she got engaged. So she phrase into your own sentence. By and large, meaning generally speaking overall. So by and large, the conference was a success despite a few technical glitches. So it means that despite there being a few problems, by and large, overall, everything was okay. To throw caution to the wind. Now, to take a risk without worrying about the consequences. Sarah decided to throw caution to the wind and quit her job to travel the world. So she decided not to worry about what might happen if she quit her job to travel the world. Maybe how's she going to get income? Maybe she's got a house that she needs to pay. All of these different factors. She didn't worry about that. She just went ahead and did it anyway. So she just decided to take the risk without worrying about the consequences of quitting her job. To beat around the bush. So it means to avoid addressing an issue directly or to speak in a vague manner. Instead of beating around the bush, just tell me what you really think about the proposal. So rather than not directly telling me, maybe you feel like you don't want to say um, the real reason or your real opinion of something because it might offend somebody, or you're worried about whether they will think of you a bit strange because of your opinion, so you try to avoid addressing that particular subject or saying it directly. You'll hear this with politicians all the time. They get asked a question and they don't necessarily answer the question directly. They start giving you lots of different things that maybe are not directly related to it, but they're trying to avoid the question or avoid answering the question. To play devil's advocate. That means to argue for the sake of argument, even if you don't hold that viewpoint. So, an example, I'll play devil's advocate and present the opposing viewpoint for our debate. So It just means like you're you don't necessarily hold to that point, but you're going to argue against somebody else's point to see whether they have an answer to it, to that kind of thing, or to offer some kind of pushback. To get one's act together. That means to become organized or start behaving more responsibly. It's time to get your act together and start meeting your work deadlines. Maybe somebody's not really working as hard as they should be. They're missing deadlines, or they're not doing their work as diligently as they should be doing. But it's now time to get your act together. You have to start doing your work properly. Um, you might say this to somebody that maybe doesn't even have a job and has neglected their life, and you just right. It's time to get your act together. Pull yourself. You can actually say pull yourself together as well. Get on, get yourself a job, clean yourself up, and get on. To be in the same boat. This means to be in a similar situation as somebody else. We're all in the same boat when it comes to dealing with these budget cuts. So everybody is having to deal with the same situation. Uh, and that would be to be in the same boat. Often the boat sometimes is referred to as like a sinking ship, and you're all in it together. To go the extra mile. So this means to put in extra effort or do more than what is expected. So this is kind of the opposite of to get your act together, or somebody that needs to get their act together. This is somebody that goes the extra mile. This means that maybe they've got a task to do, they've got a deadline, but they're meeting it before the deadline. They're putting in extra effort to make sure the work is done, or once the work is done, they then go on and do something else as well. They're doing more than expected, or more than what they should have to do. So an example, she always goes the extra mile to help her colleagues with their projects. Maybe the colleague is asked, can you help do this particular thing with this project? And this person always helps, but maybe they do a little bit more, but they're always there to help. So they're doing their own project, and then maybe they go the extra mile to help with other people's. To be in hot water, this means to be in trouble or facing difficulties. So after missing the important meeting, he knew he was in hot water with his boss. So the person maybe didn't turn up to the meeting that was an important meeting that they had to get to, but they didn't arrive, they didn't show, and now they're in hot water. The boss is angry. The boss is going to tell them off for not attending the meeting, and so he is in hot water. To be in the dark. Now, this is to be unaware or uninformed about something. So I'm completely in the dark about what's happening with the project. Nobody has updated me. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been told. So I'm in the dark. To get the ball rolling. To start something or initiate a process. Let's assign tasks and get the ball rolling on this project. And so this would be the project isn't up and running yet, but now we need to get it going. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's get going and get this project uh, off the ground. Start the project. To be on the same wavelength. So this means to have a similar understanding or viewpoint as somebody else. So fortunately, we're on the same wavelength when it comes to our future plans. Now, this could be like a relationship in a personal relationship, or a relationship, a business relationship, where two people or more than two people are on the same wavelength. They have the same goal. They want to reach the same thing. They're on the same wavelength when it comes to music. I like country music. She likes country music. We both like going to the gym. We both like going to watch films. So, or we're on the same wavelength when it comes to plans, right? We we both want this business to grow to this kind of level, or we want to do this in the business, and we know that we're both aiming towards that goal, or the whole company, maybe all the people that are working there, they're on the same wavelength. They want to get the same outcome. To cut to the chase. Now, this means to get to the main point or the heart of the matter. Let's cut to the chase and discuss the key issues without further delay. Let's just get on with what we're meant to be doing. Let's just talk about what we're doing to the main point. This is kind of, you could utilize this with beating around the bush. Somebody's beating around the bush. All right, let's cut to the chase. Let's get to the point. Answer the question. Stop beating around the bush. Cut to the chase. Answer the question. To make a long story short. So we often this would is a very popular saying, to summarize something briefly. So to make a long story short, we had an amazing vacation holiday despite a few unexpected challenges. So I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm just going to tell you the real basics of the story. So because the story is too long and that's going to be boring and it's maybe going to take up too much time. There's too many details. So I'll just cut the story short. So I'm going to make a long story short, and I'm going to just give you the outlining details of what I want to tell you. To read between the lines. Now, this means to understand a deeper or hidden meaning in something that is said or written. So maybe you decide that you want to go out for the evening, and you say to your wife, I'm going to go out with the boys. And she says, that's fine. But you know that it's not fine because it's the way that it's been said. So you're going to read between the lines, and you're going to understand that maybe there's something being said without being said. So when she said she was fine, I knew I needed to read between the lines and ask her what was really bothering her. So sometimes you just need to understand the way that something is said in order to be able to read between the lines. And this would be when somebody gives you some details or says something that maybe they don't really mean, or there's some more details that you should be understanding. To turn over a new leaf. So this means to make a fresh start or change one's behavior for the better. So again, we can utilize this with get your act together. So I'm going to make a fresh start. I'm going to turn over a new leaf. I'm going to get my act together. I'm going to start behaving better. I'm going to make a fresh start after a period of unhealthy habits. He decided to turn over a new leaf and adopt a healthier lifestyle. So maybe this person has been eating unhealthy. They've not been looking after themselves, not been doing any exercise, but now, or even they haven't been working hard, but they're going to turn over a new leaf. They're going to get their act together, and they're going to start working harder. They're going to start looking after themselves. So all of these you can kind of utilize in together. They work together. To have the upper hand. Now, this means to be in a position of advantage or control in a situation. So, in the negotiations, it's clear that our team currently has the upper hand. So, you have the bargaining power. You're the one with the ability to maybe walk away from a deal, whereas the other people they don't really have that option. You're their last option, or and so you know that you have power and you have the control, and so you have the upper hand over somebody, over a situation. It just means you've got that advantage. To be a dime a dozen. This one just means to be very common or easily found. So in this digital age, smartphone apps are a dime a dozen. There are countless options available. There are uh, lots and lots of different apps, and so you just say a dime a dozen. In British English, we might say a penny a dozen. To keep something at bay, meaning to prevent something undesirable or harmful from happening or approaching. Regular exercise and a healthy diet can help keep chronic illness at bay. Just means to keep something away from happening or away from you. So if you want to keep the uh, prospect of losing your job at bay, then you might want to get your act together, turn over a new leaf, and actually do some work. So, how did you do? Have you been able to create your own sentences here? Did you know all of these? Can you utilize them? Let me know in the comments. Uh, Also, if you want me to create a video, a specific video, let me know in the comments as well. If you like the videos, let me know. If you don't like the videos for some reason, if I'm not creating them in a way that you like, uh, let me know, because this is important. I want to create content that is helpful to you, to help you improve your English. That's the purpose of the channel, is to help you improve your English. What can I do to help you improve more? Is there a way that I can create the videos that will help you? Let me know, and I'll look into seeing whether I can do that. Please give this video a thumbs up, like if you're liking the videos. Subscribe to be kept up to date with future videos as and when I create them. I do have Patreon, as I always say, so if you would like to join my Patreon channel, you can do so. There's a lot of material on there, and it's being updated all the time. There are 3 different levels that you can join. I have a book, which is an ebook. It's a course that takes you from A1 to A2. So maybe if you're around that kind of level and you need to cement your A2 level, you can download this from Amazon. It is free to on my Patreon channel, so you can have access to that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you on my next video.